Brigadier General Bardius's leadership restored the security of Ortis and its surrounding areas in swift order. Aurelia, too, stepped forward to assist in quelling the rising chaos. The branch campus, the guild, Millium, and Gaius did whatever was asked of them in the field, while Eustace and Angelica cooperated with Marquis Higharms and Patrick to clean up the more political side of the commotion. Marquis Ballad was freed, of course. He acted the part of an angry buffoon, shouting at whoever came across him left and right, but no one cared to listen. In fact, all they did was begin to question his unjust use of the unified region's army. They blamed him for both the railway cannons and Juno. That evening. Hey, we finally get to sit in on a council.
Then we're in agreement? The Duke may have avoided the death penalty, yes. However, knowing his crimes, it is safe to say he will be unable to resume his position. That is why we must welcome the next Duke. In order to ensure the survival of the nobility, we must work together as the four great houses once more. What is it? You do understand that I am the only worthy successor, yes?
Recent circumstances and the discovery that you used public funds for personal use cannot be overlooked.
The leaders, lasting and acting, of the four great houses have made a decision.
Marquis Ballad, you will be dismissed as a candidate to become the next Duke Cayenne.
Please enter.
Excuse me.
What's her face's grandfather? Wait.
Who is this child?
I did hear General Le Guin was visiting the province.
What is this? Where have I seen her?
Where'd she get all that hair?
What? You're that girl!
Duchess Mildine.
I am the niece of the reigning Duke Cayenne. My full name is Mildine Uzalith de Cayenne. Have you missed me, great uncle?
Wow.
She is Lord Alfred's daughter.
The current Duke Cayenne's older brother. May he rest in peace after his loss at sea.
You're making a mockery of this council! I will not accept this!
If I may, everyone please cast your vote. Does anyone here object to nominating young Lady Mildine as the next Duchess Cayenne?
I am in favor.
No objections?
No objections. No objections to electing a girl, a young girl, to rule the lands? Hello? Animal Land.
To begin with, I would like to add two new topics of discussion to this council. The pressure we're facing from the government, as well as their plans for after the summer festival. We must determine how to counter their plan to invade Calvard and put a stop to the National Mobilization Act.
No, don't fade to black. I want to hear all this. I will not stand for this summing up of their conversations. Suckers. Cries in politics. Sucker fools. All of them.
It was a short visit, but a beneficial one all the same. But now I'm afraid I must take my leave. I trust you're ready to head back on your own.
We ended up staying a day longer than we intended, but we should still make it back in time.
No, we didn't. At the very beginning, it was said we were going to be here for 4 days. Today's the last day.
I need to head back myself. I need to begin my analysis as soon as possible. Make sure you've got those samples sorted out before we get there, fourth disciple.
Right!
All right, General. I wish you a safe journey. I'll see you again soon.
Of course. We can exchange stories then. Farewell, everyone.
That was pretty cool to have General Le Guin on our squad. She brought the ruckus. So much ruckus. Oh, voice acting. That woman is a storm unto herself. Man, Tilly, how do you survive having her as a principal? I've gotten used to it. She seems so refreshed. Wondered what has her in such high spirits. Well, she did get her chance to cross swords with the Maiden, which I imagine helped her gain some closure for her part in the Northern War. Maybe onto something. I suppose that is how a swordswoman would find closure. She won the battle too. That's big. What is Musée doing back here? I can't see any better way for our beloved principal. By the way, Musée, where did you and the principal go the other day? Well, that's right, you did go out together. I merely stopped at my family's home to say hello. Countess Le Guin and my grandfather have been friends for many years. Oh, that's right. I see, so that's why we see you talking to her every so often, huh? Well played, Musée. After the events of yesterday, it feels like we're walking a tightrope. One way or another, we just need to keep an eye on her. So they're allowing the Duke of an entire ruling country to just go out and go to school on these dangerous field exercises? Come on, man. You guys have a lot of time on your hands. Be nice, they came all this way to see us off. No problem. For the big lunch rush, anyway. Okay, Ash. Be sure to stay out of trouble. Go to class, stop spending so many nights on the town. If anything, you should go out a little more often. Find yourself some loser to sweep you off your feet. Why you? Be good, Ash. Class 7, you be sure to take care of him now, you hear? Hey, of course. He's our classmate after all. We might not be able to fix his behavior, but we should at least be able to keep him from getting any worse. That's a miracle in and of itself. Give me a break already. Where did Musée get all that hair? You take care too, Musée. Remember not to overwork yourself. Things are only going to get tougher. I'm looking forward to your next visit already. Me too, grandfather, grandmother. Be well. We'll be sure to take good care of your granddaughter. As her instructor, I promise to support her as best I can. I'll hold you to that. Well, young lady, sounds like I might have a new grandson-in-law next time you come home. Geez, grandfather, you'll scare him off. I promise to welcome him into the family with open arms. That's really not what I meant by support her. What a family. Allow me to thank you once more for everything you've done for us. Getting Juno back was no easy task, but thanks to the branch campus, we were able to keep our losses to a minimum. Thank you for the kind words, Brigadier General, but you're selling yourself short. Facing off against the blazing demon alone and living to tell the tale is no mean feat. Everybody here has done that, well, except for Patrick, and I guess Marquis Higharms. And I guess Tita. I was just keeping him busy. I'm hardly a scratch on Lord Arcade. That man's skill is truly terrifying. You're plenty scary yourself, Wallace. Truly the right hand of the Golden Rakshasa. No shortage of impressive folks in the Empire, huh? I'd like to extend my thanks to all of you, Thor's Provincial Army and Guild alike, for your work here and in Sutherland. Especially you, students of the branch campus. I wouldn't be surprised if the Emperor himself commended you. Really think so? Emperor Eugent III. That would be quite an honor. The Emperor, huh? What's he like? Never seen him in person. He's a great man and an excellent ruler, possessed of both integrity and intelligence. And yet he's letting all this stuff happening to the country. Come on.
If I may change topics, let's talk about Ouroboros.
You know, we haven't seen too much about Mr. Eugent, but he could be involved in some stuff too. I never thought about that.
I feel like they've reached the culmination of their experiments now.
So do I, given what the maiden said.
And that silver machine we saw.
Each experiment has borne fruit. The time is near. Shall we hearken to the will of the Abyss, or shall we embark on a new route entirely? We must reach a decision before much longer.
It was the third one like that we've seen, after the ones belonging to the Jaeger King and the Masked Man. Experiments and a new route. There must be some deeper meaning there.
Huh. It is pretty weird that all three of them have similar machines. I mean, aren't Ouroboros and the Black Workshop supposed to be on different sides?
Regardless of their alliances, we'll need to be prepared for anything. It may be time for us to act upon the promise Class 7 made.
It feels like it's been forever since we made that promise. But I think the time is finally right for Class 7 to have a reunion.
Yeah! Especially since we've got Gaius here with us.
And thank the winds for that.
Just name the date, and your favorite teacher will be there.
You can count us in. I'll bring George along too.
Yeah, I'd come even if I weren't invited.
We'll be happy to have all of you.
Man, they are something else, aren't they?
You've got to be a bit jealous seeing all that, yeah? Honestly, yeah. But we made a promise like that ourselves.
The original Class 7, together again.
Hey, is it just me, or did things get really intense this time around?
They took on the maiden herself. We can't even compare to that power. What are you saying? You guys are Class 7 too, aren't you?
There's no way we could have gotten through all of this without your help.
That's right. I look forward to working alongside you all once more, as a fellow member of Class 7.
It's truly an honor.
This is all kind of overwhelming.
Don't usually hear such nice words from the head of one of the 4 great houses.
I'm always happy to be of service.
Tilly, let's fight together again! It's gonna be awesome! I'll think about it.
Surrounded by dear friends, loving students. You truly are blessed, Reen.
Okay, I'm heading out. Sorry we never get to talk much, Reen. Good seeing you, though.
Likewise. See you again soon, I hope. You too, Agate. Thanks for everything.
Don't mention it. This kind of stuff is the whole reason I came to Erabonia.
Oh yeah? Here I was thinking you came here to be your little princess's knight in shining armor.
Instructor Randy?
Say that again, Randolph?
Ooh la la.
I could be her knight in shining armor if she'd only let me.
Angie, I think you're taking this a little too seriously.
Okay, that's enough. Time to go. Stop your yammering and get in here.
Thought they were baller. Bought a private train. We do have a private train. We've got the best private train, man. Oh, I turned that off, man. Obviously everyone with the name is involved in everything. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's so many people we haven't even seen yet. I should probably get going, too. Gotta get ready for that reunion for Class 7. Right, you mentioned you were going to swing by Ruhr. What's the occasion? Thought I might check in on some old friends. So long, everyone. See you again soon. We should probably make our way back to Raquel. Yeah, I guess so. Really not looking forward to cleanup duty, though. I imagine Marquis Ballad's poor behavior has caused major repercussions all over. Racers, I implore you, please assist the citizenry. Of course, that's what we do. In fact, we should finish up here and sort out our schedule. Reminds me, you said you would offer me assistance with Ordis. My pleasure. Okay then, let's go. Guys, do you have a moment? There's no delicate way to ask, but the wind of legend is blowing again, isn't it? Yes. It's stronger and more foreboding than when I felt it in Nord. Thought as much. My blood being what it is, though, I can't feel it personally. We all have our parts to play, but I will continue to play mine as a Bardius. But Wurzel blood and more runs through your veins. I humbly request that as you spread your wings, you do so as a friend to the Empire. Kind of you to ask. I was already planning on it. What's going on with Gaius? He's got a mystery about him. Does he have an ogre power too? Same day.
We've recovered the diagnostics equipment from the Sleipnir units. We'll repair and analyze them on the Glorious.
Well done. Any word from the others?
Yes. The Fool will return to headquarters for the time being.
The Ogre is headed to Nortia, and the Almighty Conflagration is on standby.
Interesting. Then we shall stand by as well. Blend into the public and wait for my signal.
Yes, my lord.
Something strange. 8 years. 8 years since she found me, and nothing like that's ever happened before.
Those who would make light of you, child, and your lust for vengeance are beyond Adios' grace. I shall make it so you stand taller than those who would ridicule you.
No way you're gonna get rid of the voice acting? I was born to a low-ranking noble family at the border of the continent, and she still held out her hand when I lost everything. Our Lord patiently guided me, a pathetic girl who fawned over the legends of a maiden from a far-off empire. She even revealed her true name to me without hesitation. What purity you have. We're all similar, Duvali. Our Lord also gave me her hand while I was in the cult, and Inez was from a dying school of martial arts. Indeed, I did satisfy myself as a bracer for a time, but I was drawn to her strength of purpose, her mercy, to her spear that pierced through evil. As soon as we met, I didn't care if I had to throw away my badge or my code. And you asked to be her disciple after you lost to her in a duel. You're a true martial artist at heart. I was so surprised when I met you, but not half as surprised as meeting an assassin of the cult. That you had the mind to leave even when brainwashed as a child is a credit to your will. They were a loathsome cult for their experiments, no matter the power you gained from it. And yet, I would have died for them. My life my life could have easily ended with no meaning. Why not see the world with your own eyes? You saved me with such a small question. How could I say no? I understand the feeling. Little wonder we all idolize her so completely.
Despite all that, not even we knew about that machine. However, it matters not.
Whatever happens, she is our lord. All we need to do is believe in her. Absolutely.
Hair clipping into armor? That's just a product of the game, man. Can't do anything about it.
You are the same as you ever were, Leanne.
Has it already been 20 years?
Her.
Time has treated you well. You're much cuter now, Rose.
It is a result of having split my power among my kin, though one is no longer with us. But I agree I make for quite a charmer in this tiny form.
Indeed. You were a beauty before, but I quite like this cuter version of you. Though I can't imagine what Dreikels would say if he could see you now.
It would certainly not be anything kind, knowing that blockhead. Most likely something obnoxious like, "You're shrinking in your old age, Rose."
I can certainly picture him saying that.
But enough pleasantries. Just what are you doing with Vita? The gnome's twilight, Ouroboros' phantasmal blaze. Two completely different plans with completely different goals. What happens when they clash?
You needn't worry about the Abyss. Her collaborators are truly adept individuals, and they will make formidable foes. And as for the Great Twilight and the Phantasmal Blaze plan, you'll find your answer 250 years ago, on that fateful day.
Fool. I do not know if you are doing this out of a sense of duty to the man you fell for. However, you and Vita are the same. You have no idea how I... It seems I have no choice but to put my trust in Emma, Celine, and that Ashen child.
Her name is Rose. Those are death flags. They're gonna get sacrificed for the ultimate power. You know, I was thinking something similar to that, but like, that's interesting. Interesting. You know what? I'm gonna give that one to you, Ken. That's a good one. Also, can't. Oh, she's going to his grave. Ooh hoo hoo. Ooh hoo hoo, says Crow Armbrust on that marker right there. And she got that shovel in his hand.
It's been a year. Man, if I'm wrong about this, I'm headed straight to Gehenna. I knew it. There's no stench of decay. It's not just a wax doll. And he isn't in suspended animation. It's an elaborate dummy, down to the bone structure and joints.
So, you found out.
Yeah. You were the one who arranged his funeral. When we handed the Azure Knight over to the military, you were there as an engineer. And you said after you visited all the workshops, you'd gone to Calvert to see Professor Hamilton at the Verne Company. But he had left the country by then, and there's no record of you ever having visited.
Now that I think of it, your teacher was one of the higher-ups in Calvard's information agency.
George?
I was careless. I didn't think you'd personally go and check.
George? George?
What have you been doing these last 3 months, George? You...
Oh, so you've seen this face before. I suppose we may have met once or twice long ago. She knows too much. Get rid of her, Georg.
Georg?
George.
No way. George is with the gnomes? What is this? What is this? And Crow is alive. What I say? What I say? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh man.
I see more training is needed.
Wow, I missed out on a lot. My goodness. Oh, dang. Whole star. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That is some crazy stuff. Also, the voice actor for that mysterious guy. I love that voice actor. He's in like all the animes and all the anime video games and stuff like that. Does a really good job. He has a great voice. Holy freaking cow. Holy freaking cow. Dang. Hey man, that B was pretty good. All right. There's a lot of stuff going on. Oh my goodness. They're doing a good job of adding these little scenes to rope me back in. That main campus? It is main campus. They were using the Courageous, I remember now. But they were going to Northumbria. George. I never would have guessed George was an enemy. Never would have guessed. Oh my gosh. I'm still tripping on that. Obviously he's an enemy? Nah, man. He has a name? Nah. He was a friend. He was a friend. He was a friend. Oh. Mr. Victor Arce. He took over the Courageous again, eh?
We are now over the western part of the Isengard mountain range. Estimated arrival in Heimdall is 1410.
Maintain current course and speed. Once we reach Ulster, adjust course to run parallel to the railroad.
Aye, aye, Captain.
You have my thanks, Your Grace.
Your assistance this past week has been invaluable.
Think nothing of it. This is the Crimson Wing's job, after all. I've no doubt your first bout of field exercises in Northumbria saw you even busier than I. It is I who should be thanking you for your hard work.
To be honest, I'm having a difficult time deciding how to proceed as a teacher.
Perhaps that is a sign of General Craig's influence. I would advise you to follow your own convictions for the time being. That way, you may...
I think they changed voice actors for Arcade, or Victor, rather, because he had a different approach to his dialogue.
Ah, instructor. There you are.
Cadet Arner.
Greetings, my lord.
Seeing it up close, the Courageous is truly amazing. And though it was barely used during the Civil War, its main cannon is certainly impressive as well. Perhaps we should consider deploying a number of cruisers to match our fleet of battleships.
Cadet. It is true that during an emergency, such power may prove beneficial. Learning when to use one's power and when to refrain is an important lesson. If that is the lesson your field exercises have taught you, then I'd say it is safe to declare them a success.
Yes, of course. My thanks, Captain Arcade. I look forward to seeing you again. I wish you luck patrolling the summer festival alongside my older brother.
Oh man, what's going on over there? Princess is up to no good. Oh, we finally gonna get some Osborn action going on, man, because we haven't seen Osborn in a hot minute. We don't know what he's up to. Those are some sick padded shoulders on their uniforms. Their uniforms look good. I'm gonna give them that. Man, and it's only 11 o'clock. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Oh, we're gonna see Duke Cayenne. I don't know what's going on here.
Damn it! How many times have they slipped away like that now? There's no end to it!
We need help from the Intelligence Division or the RMP.
Man, it'd be nice if all we had to deal with are those half-wits. But we can't afford to let our guard down. Spread out and lay low until the appointed time. Be sure you've got your Ramdas ready to use.
Roger. Recommencing mission. Red flowers?
Oh, snaps. Oh, snaps.
I don't think so. There's no end to them. The eyes which served as the vessel for the bringer of miracles. But when the flame consumed the mirage, the fairy tale became that of the Empire. So as a professional, how do you intend to intervene?
Oh, was I that obvious?
That's Thomas, Instructor Thomas. The Graal's Ritter.
To be perfectly honest, I'm having a bit of trouble finding a lead. I was hoping we could work together as friends and colleagues and have ourselves a little information exchange. I could even help you bury the hatchet with the elder of your clan, perhaps?
That's right. You have an agreement with her, don't you? Well, I'll consider your offer. However, I ask that you play nice from now on, Mr. Former History Instructor. Or should I say, Second Dominion, Thomas Lysander the Partitioner.
What's those glasses? Those are the silliest looking glasses I've ever seen. Oh my gosh. Come on, give me some Osborne plots. Ismelis Garden. Looks nice. Looks like we'll be running through there for battle or something. They don't just model all this for nothing. Making sure to give us a good look of it. That's Eugent III. You know what? He could actually maybe be Dreikel's. I doubt it, but maybe. He could be a lot of things.
I would not have expected that Olivert would be missing the party like this.
And on top of that, we're now getting a little bit of spotlight on them. This is the first time we've gotten a solo spotlight on these two, to my recollection. So it's entirely possible that Eugen could be a crazy dude. I mean, his eyes are the same as Reen's. Never know.
It is unfortunate, yet understandable, given the current situation. With the Crimson Wings safeguarding Heimdall's skies, I'm sure the citizens will feel at ease.
Yes, but I can't help but feel bad for him. I wonder if he's been upset over Cedric's actions of late.
Olivert isn't the type to let that get to him. You should know this as well as I.
No, you're right. He was only a young boy when he lost his mother and was adopted into the royal family. I would have understood if he hadn't accepted me, given his early life. But he gladly welcomed me as his stepmother and was truly happy when Alphen and Cedric were born.
Yes, that is the virtue he possesses. It's easy to believe he has friends not simply across Erebonia, but the entire continent.
Yes. However, recently, even though Cedric once looked up to his older brother, he...
Pardon me, Your Highness. Chancellor Osborne would like an audience.
Very well. Send him in.
What's up, Osborne? Been a while. Like 50 hours.
My apologies for interrupting, my liege. You as well, Lady Priscilla.
No. It's quite all right. I shall excuse myself now.
She seems to have some worries about the prince.
It is to be expected, so long as she sees things differently from you.
Understood.
No? Okay, thank you. I want to hear this.
In any event, it seems things are beginning to line up with what was written in the records.
Yes, though we set the timing for the Civil War ourselves. By this point, however, the ending is all but decided. But are you certain this is all right? Leaving everything in my hands?
As I told you 14 years ago, if there truly is no other way to avoid this end, then I shall leave it all to you. It may place a great burden on my sons, but could not the same be said of you?
Yes, my liege.
Well, who's really in charge here, Osborn or the Emperor? Yeah, I always thought that Osborn was kind of stringing him along, but that scene basically says, hey, you know, the Emperor definitely knows what's going on, and he might actually just be, you know, holding the puppet strings. In fact, turns the tables a little bit. With July, summer was in full swing in leaves. However, with Thor's move back toward being a traditional military academy, no summer uniforms were given out. Students at both the main and branch campuses were only allowed to remove their inner lining from their normal uniforms. It was burning up. As students across both campuses were wilting under the sun's harsh rays, a certain event was about to take place that would bring them all together. Oh boy. Cedric gonna get his rematch? Up till now, we've covered an overview of the time period from the Great Collapse to the modern era. But starting this week, we'll be taking a more in-depth look at certain key individuals. We'll start with Dreikels Rhysei Arnor, father of the Imperial Renaissance. 250 years ago, he brought the War of the Lines to a close, ushering us into the modern era. Though he was born as the third prince of Emperor Valius V, he was born out of wedlock and ended up abdicating his status and wandering the empire. He found himself at the edge of the empire, the Nord Highlands. There he was welcomed by the nomadic tribes and spent a few years with them. Meanwhile, the empire's mainland had plunged into a bloody civil war. Originally, he had no interest in the throne, but once he saw the toll the war was taking on his country, he decided to put an end to it. He started with only 17 followers, 16 Nord warriors who decided to join him, and his confidant, the knight Roland. Half a year later, though Prince Dreikels would have a fateful encounter in the southeast of the empire, Legram. The daughter of a count and leader of the Eisenritter, Leanne Sandlot, a hero otherwise known as the Lance Maiden.
I have a question. Was that person you and the other instructors fought the real Saint Leanne?
Yeah, you knew that was coming. Yeah, I've been wondering the same thing. Saint Leanne is a legendary knight. There's no way it was actually her, but I heard the fight was intense. Well, instructor?
Without a doubt. She was tremendously strong, and that aura of hers certainly seemed real. But it's possible one of Ouroboros' members is just posing as her. Let's put that aside for now, though.
Don't be stingy.
Oh my gosh, don't be stingy. By the way, 254 years ago today, on July 4th, the War of the Lions came to an end. Now, keep in mind, the test will cover the events from just before to just after the War of the Lions, so make sure to review that time period thoroughly. Yeah, it's 250 years. Y'all be like, how is she supposed to be alive right now? Use your heads. I hate to admit it, but he really is good at teaching. Well, to be fair, he himself was a student just last year. That doesn't mean anything. Heard his grades were pretty high, too. He looks great in glasses, too. Well, he does not. Looks horrible in those glasses. I'm telling him to take them off for... I don't know. How many hours have I played this game? Like 50 hours? 60 hours? Anyway, our 4 days of midterms will begin tomorrow. General studies, military science, arts, information processing, combat technique. There will be a lot to cover, so good luck. You rattled those all off like it'll be easy. No way, all that is going to be easy. I suppose we'll simply have to trust in everything we've learned thus far. By the by, a little birdie told me the contents of our exams and the schedule will match that of the main campus. I wonder, will our grades be posted alongside theirs? That's right, both individual scores and class averages will be posted at both campuses. So it should be worth your time to study, wouldn't you agree? So blatant. You're going to make us compete. And our little crown prince is going to be handed first place on a silver platter, yeah? I can totally see that happening. No, that won't happen. In the past, Thors was split up into nobles and commoners, but grading has always been done fairly. The instructors I know at the main campus wouldn't let grades be tampered with like that. So at the very least, the exams will be a level playing field. If you say so. There will also be a little reward waiting for you guys once the exams are over. You'll have a free day this weekend to look forward to, so give the exams your all. I'll be giving the exams for Erebonian history and combat technique, so please ask me anything you're confused about before tomorrow. So I guess I have to go help my students be the bomb diggity so that they can get the best scores as possible. All preparations for exams have been completed. Grades will be posted alongside the main campuses, but I don't expect there to be problems. Our curriculums should be in sync, thanks to the Orbital Net. It's great we were able to work with the main campus instructors to come up with exam questions. All that's left is for the students themselves to show us what they've got. Jaeger Corps have been confirmed retreating from the Empire since last month's field exercises. And according to the intelligence agency, it would appear the Society has withdrawn as well. Let's see. Well, if that's true, it's great news, but maybe we can stop being fully clenched all the time now? We cannot let our guards down completely, but for the time being, we can at least allow them to just be students. Take care not to disclose any information regarding exam questions, but feel free to clarify any questions the students have. Be a simple guiding hand in their studies. Looks like big, bad Mr. Michael really has toned it down. He always has been very serious and responsible, but it seems like he's been thinking with the students in mind recently. Do our best to be as much help to the students as we can today. Right, we still got some time before the school closes for the day. Well then, let's split up, gang. Branch campus gang. The exams will be held over the next 4 days, and then this Saturday is a free day. The location of our next field exercises will be announced too, so it's going to be a busy few days. That's not studying. Alright, I guess you're going to study, but you could study while you're walking. Looks like everyone's working together to brush up on their weak subjects. I guess I'll make my rounds and talk to any students who look like they're having a tough time. That aside, Ouroboros and the Black Workshop. Wonder if the principal and the professor know anything about them. Today's a free day before the exam. Talk to specific characters today to trigger study events. The main story will progress after you've seen all the key events and used up all your study points. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the nice present, blah, blah, blah. You're welcome. You're welcome. These are all the things with the things. Nobody cares about any of these people. Especially her. Yes, you are all so very welcome. Oh my goodness, this guy's always sneaking up on me. Alright, so the study points are going to be my bonding points. I can't leave the campus now, so I gotta figure out who I want to study with. Ash doesn't need my help, but looks like we're gonna go with Muse, Ash, and I don't know, either Kurt or, well, Altina's kind of falling behind. And again, like, Altina is just not as entertaining as all the other characters. You know, she's just not as entertaining. But we've got a bunch of these little things going on here. Getting clean water during a disaster. Like something they teach soldiers on the front lines. They need to make sure everyone memorizes this. Oh. That is sneaky. So okay. You gonna do me like that, video game? Alright, so I need to make sure that I inspect all of this stuff and make sure that everybody's getting all the information they need before I go study with people. Are you helping these two study, Tala? Yep, sure am. These two were both a little worried about questions on politics, not to mention all the recent changes in the political landscape. The dissolution of the House of Representatives and the House of Peers, and the establishment of the Imperial Diet, the 8 Metropolis Plan. They're teaching that? That's not even going through yet. It all sounds like some foreign language. Feel your pain. If you have time, would you mind helping us out, Reen? There's only so much I can cover on my own. Yeah, sure thing. Can you help Tao give the students advice on political ethics? Oh. Bonus AP. Let's go. Well, Instructor Reen, you all studying for the test together? Yes, we're going over going over things subject by subject and teaching each other the ones we know best. My specialty is the medical field. Leave survival skills to me. Finally, I'm in charge of physics. Sounds like you've got things covered. Well, if that was everything on the exams, then yes, but I'm having some trouble with history. Well, guess that's where I come in. Let me take a look. Thank you. Guess it never hurts to ask. Thanks for your help. Alright, you're gonna get a ton of AP on all this. Are you two studying orbital technology? For now, yes. I'm going to teach Tita about military science, and she's teaching me about ordnance. See, well, doesn't sound like there's much I can do to help here. Actually, regarding the usage of orbital AEDs, If you don't mind, could we get a brief overview? I had some questions about its use outside of just basic operation. Oh yeah, I was curious about that too. Well, that I can help with. Leave it to me. Thank you. You're welcome. Talk to the principal later. Let's just go to the entrance.